Hey guys, it's Jen here from Nails by Jen. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time to my channel, thanks for stopping by. So today I am going to be doing some mixing for you. I've got 12 colors from the Johens Full Diamond Gel collection. I did another video just a little bit ago showing you all of the colors and swatching them all for you. They are so pretty. So when I was done that video, I kind of thought to myself, I wonder what it would be like or what color I would come up with if I mixed all of them together. I also did another video where I mixed all of my iridescent flakes together, and that turned out really nice as well. So I thought, why not mix all these together? So if this is something that you're interested in, stick around, keep watching. As always, don't forget to click that like and subscribe for me. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below, and let's get started. So here are all 12 of the colors. There are golds, purples, pink, blue. There's no green or red or anything like that, but you'll see when I open them all up what colors they are. And I've just got a little empty jar here and a little palette knife. And I'm basically just going to take a little scoop out of each one and mix them in here. And then I'm actually going to do a little design at the end. I've got some tips here that I'm just going to do a little design depending on what color comes out when I mix all of these. I will create a little design for you guys. Something simple, something you can do in the salon. So let's get to it. All right, I'm just gonna scooch these over. So let's open up number one. Number one is a gold. It's a really nice champagne gold. So I'm not going to take too much because I don't want to be wasting a lot of this. And actually, I'm thinking now as I'm doing this, it might actually be easier to mix it onto a palette. So I'm going to pull out my little Glitter Mix Canada palette here, and I'm just going to scoop a little bit of each one out. I don't need a lot because with all 12 of them, they're going to make a good amount, enough that I will probably have some left over to use for some clients. So on a side note, if you guys do not follow Gels and Gems, Miss Ginger, go and follow her and go subscribe to her channel. She also just did a video where she mixed one of her collections. She mixed the Ho 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 collection. So this is number 2. It's a yellow gold. I'm gonna put that one in there. And the color that came out was so nice. And she actually showed in that video that she also mixed another collection. I don't remember what it was called. It's a collection that I actually don't have, and it is one of their newest ones. It might have been the January collection. No. Yeah, it might have been the January collection. I can't remember. It was like a milky kind of collection, and it was really nice. So I've got number 3 here, and this is more of like a copper gold, a copper color. So anyway, she mixed that one, and you guys, if you watch the video where she's mixing the Ho 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 collection, she's got that other mix on her nails, and it is totally a Jen color. It is like a soft, shimmery blush pink kind of color. It's not her favorite, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, somebody needs to bottle that and give it to me. So this is number 4, and this is absolutely my number 1 favorite one from the Johens. Oh my gosh, you guys, I still say it wrong sometimes. Johens Full Diamond Gel. This is the rose gold, and I freaking love it. It's the perfect hue of rose gold. So I don't know. Any guesses? I would love to know if you guys guess right what color this is going to be. I am going to assume it's going to turn out to be some type of like a mauve maybe type of color. So this is number 5. This is a pink. So it's like a baby pink. It's very pretty. I've done it on a few girls this week actually, and I know coming up will be Valentine's nails. So that's going to be very popular, I'm sure, for Valentine's Day. Then we've got number 6, and this one is more of a purpley mauve-y color. Again, really nice. When you open up 6 and 7, they kind of look similar, but they are not. If you want to see more in-depth showcase on these colors, definitely go check out the swatch video. I will link that for you guys absolutely down below. So here's number 7. As you can see, it looks very similar, but it's a darker purple. For sure, it's a darker purple. So I'm going to grab that one. And what do we have next? Number 8. And number 8 is, this one was also very unique. This is like a yellow, or excuse me, not a yellow, a white gold. Also, again, I did do this one on a client. I'll post some photos for you guys of sets of nails as I'm chatting here with you that I did using these colors. I used them a lot. After I did the swatch video, and I had the swatches actually out here in my little 7-tiered rack on my desk. You guys, I'm telling you, this rack works. I put those swatch sticks there, and almost everybody who came in this week wanted to use these diamond gels because they saw the swatch sticks. Oh, this one's really nice too. So this is like a charcoal gray, darker, silvery kind of color. All right, got a little dab of that. And we're almost done. I've got number 10 here. And this one I think is the silver, the sterling silver. Yes, this is the sterling silver. All right, you guys, have you decided what you think this is going to be? I would love to know in the comment section below. Before I mix it, let me know what you think it's going to be. I still feel like it's going to be like a purpley mauvey kind of color with the combination of the purples and the dark gray. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I think it's going to be gorgeous no matter what. Oh, number 11 is that blue. Oh, you guys, it's so freaking pretty. I love these. Okay, let's drop some of that down there. And lastly, I've got number 12, and that one is the vibrant purple. It is also gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, so nice. Okay. So FYI, just looking at that like blob of sparkly goodness, I just love it. I want to like smear that all over my face. So let me get my other little palette knife. I love this one because it's got the bend in it. It's a lot easier to mix. So let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, look at how pretty that looks, you guys. Oh, so I think I was right. Definitely picking up on that mauvey, purple, mauve, however you say. You guys, this stuff is so dang pretty. Wow. I legit cannot even. It is, is it wrong that I want to slather this all over my body? I swear, I tell my clients all the time, one day they're going to come in here and I'm just going to be covered head to toe in glitter. Just because. Okay, so let me just kind of take it out of the light a little bit. Just actually let me wipe it on a paper towel so we can kind of see a bit better what that color looks like. I'm just going to move that up there and I'm just going to wipe my palette knife. Yeah, it is definitely on the mauve kind of tone. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how to describe it. It is just, and I feel like when you turn it, it almost maybe color shifts even a little bit. It could just be the lighting. I'm going to take it out of the light and just see. Yeah, it's definitely like a mauve-y kind of color. Now let me open up the purple ones and see, because maybe it's just like the purple. Okay, so it's definitely, let me move this little paper here. It's definitely not like this purple one. Number, what is this one? 6, because this one is definitely more on the pinkish side. Okay, let me see what number 7. Ooh, it's kind of close to number 7, but it's definitely more gray or silvery. Like, that's crazy because there was like 4 golds, right? There was 3 golds and a rose gold. So it's kind of crazy to me that it is more purple. Obviously, it's not like number 12. Number 12 is really, really, really purple. And then, okay, which one was number, I think number 9 was the cobalt, or not cobalt, excuse me, the charcoal. Okay, yeah, so definitely not charcoal. It totally has a like purplish hue. Okay, so that's the color. That was really fun. And I'm interested, you know, you guys could totally mix these together. You know, all of them, you could mix just like 3 of them together and get a specific or a different tone of blue or a more purpley blue. Like, I don't know if you guys love mixing colors. I do enjoy mixing them. The only problem is I like to mix them where I don't have a bunch left over, and so because I don't have room to store everything, so I didn't want to have a whole bunch left over. But let me pot this because I will end up using it on somebody, I'm sure. I am quite certain I will use this on someone, and I'll be using it in my little tutorial as well here. It's not going to be anything too crazy, but yeah, it's definitely a silvery purple. Very, very nice. Crazy. I love this stuff. And on a side note also, I did go onto the Beamy website and checked out all of the ones that they have. You guys, they have so many colors. I want to order some of them. Particularly, they have some really bright colors as well. But if you didn't know, you could actually, if you have the alcohol inks that people are using, I don't have any alcohol inks personally, but even if you have Sharpie markers, or if you have any type of gel polish, you actually could just use the silver chrome, or the silver flake. So number 9, I think was number 9 or 10, whichever one is the silver one. And you could just use that and then put the ink over top, or the Sharpies over top, or the gel polish or jelly gels over top, and basically the silver chrome flake underneath will take on whatever color you put on top. So I am actually playing around with something with that as well. The other day I was working on a client, and I have this Joya Mia one here. It's MX14, and it's like a cobalt blue. Now I did do one kind of layer of this over the silver, and it kind of took away a bit from it, but I'm thinking if I thin this out and make it a little more sheer, it'll be very cool. So that's also a video that I want to do coming up, is just kind of testing these over a silver leaf. Anyways, that was a side note. So let's get to doing some type of a design. Okay, so because this has kind of a purpley-ish hue to it, maybe I want to do something fairly neutral. So I'm thinking I kind of dig those together, and I also have, let me just see here. I have all of these. What do we think with all of these here? Let me just move that. I obviously want to do 2 nails with this because, hello, it's sparkly. So essentially I could do all 4 of these, but I don't know, does the blue kind of throw it off? Maybe, yeah. So I think I'll do this. So we'll do these guys, and then maybe I will just do a simple stamp. Let me look through some of my new stamps here. Okay, so I've pulled out this stamp here from Nicole Diary. This was also in one of my latest haul videos, my huge haul video. So I haven't used this on a client yet. I don't think I have, or maybe I can't remember. It looks like I have, but I just don't remember who I've used it on. So anyways, I have pulled out this one, and I'm going to use a black stamping polish. I've just got this old one from Conad. I forgot I even had this, so I had this on my shelf. And then I'm also going to use this Born Pretty stamping gel just to do a little bit of sponging. So I've got a little tiny piece of makeup sponge that I have cut here, and I've just got it in my tweezers. These are the ones that they hold for you. I don't know what they're called, but they actually are like different than the other tweezers. You push them to open them and you let go to hold them. I just find this a lot easier when doing things like this, so that you don't have to hold pressure onto the handle, because as you guys know, I've got wicked carpal tunnel in my right hand, so anything that does the work for me is definitely beneficial. And then I've just got this little stamper. Again, I've had this forever, and I just recently started using it, so I pulled this one out, and my little scraper. All right, so let's get into doing this design. So I'm also going to be using the Johens Luxury Professional Brush. This is the one that I always use for any kind of glitter gels or foil gels. So this is kind of designated for that. Okay, so I think what I'll do is we'll do these 2 with the foil gel mix. So let's do those first, because I desperately want to see what they look like. But what I'm going to do is actually switch out my background here, because I don't want to wreck my scrapbooking paper, so I'm just going to put some paper towel down. All right, so let me get a good old scoop of this mixy mix here, and we'll put on a good little layer. So I actually have found while working with these, you can pretty much get away with one coat, but I do like to do 2 thin coats. I just find that they cover better. You know, again, watch that video, you guys, of the swatches. I talk about getting pockets of no color, and you don't want that, and how like in shadows you can see that very well compared to in the light. So again, just watch that little swatch video because I've got some information in there and some tips on how to apply these guys. But I'm just going to apply 1 layer simply because we are just doing a little video, and if there's a little pocket, it's okay. So I'm going to do that one. And I'm going to do this one as well. This is a really nice color, definitely on the purple side. It's like a grayish purple. That's exactly, or a silverish purple, I guess I would say. That's how I would describe it. Let's see here. So something else I wanted to ask you guys was, I was thinking of doing other mixing videos where I basically take all of my reds and mix them together, all of my blues and mix them together, my greens, my purples, my pinks, etc., etc. So if you would like me to do those videos, let me know, because I think that would be kind of cool. So this is why I'm saying it's probably best just to do 2 coats, because honestly I'm fiddling with it doing 1 coat, and it probably would have been quicker to do 2. But I've got that on there, so I'm just going to get that in the light to cure those 2, and then we'll move on to the other ones. All right, so those 2 have come out of the light, and then I've got these 2 here from Madame Glam. This one is called Darling, and it's definitely a mauve color, and this one is called Back to Cali. If you do not have Back to Cali or Workaholic, you need those. One of them is fine because they're both very, very similar. So I'm actually going to do 2 of the nails with the Back to Cali, just because the glitter, excuse me, is already kind of dark, so I don't want these to be overly dark, so I'm just going to do 1 coat. Again, with the Madame Glam, I do always recommend doing 2 thin coats, curing in between. I cure mine for 60 seconds in my LED lamp. But some of the colors, I know it looks like you could get away with 1 coat. But I do highly, highly recommend. I've got a little fuzzy there or something. I need to get that out of there. I do recommend doing 2 thin coats. So I've got 1 on there. And depending on how these look for the video, I might just do 1 coat. We will see once they come out of the light if I need to do a second one. I don't obviously need to worry about the longevity of wearing these because they're just going to be put in my little display box. Which, by the way, I still have not redone because I need to finish that as well. I just have been throwing my samples in a little box on the side. Okay. I'm going to quickly get that in the light as well. And let's get into applying the Darling color. This is a very, very nice mauve-y color. Ugh, I'm so glad I went with these colors. They all look so good together. I love a good neutral set, you guys. I absolutely do. Don't get me wrong. I love the fun, vibrant, colorful ones as well, but I don't know. There's just something about a good old neutral set of nails. So this one I'm probably going to have to do 2 coats because it is shadowing a little bit, so I'll get it in the light. I'll do a quick second coat and then we'll come back and show you what I've got. All right guys, so when I pulled it out, it actually looks not too bad, and because I'm going to be doing a design on top, I don't feel the need to do 2 coats on this one. So now we've got that. Honestly, that as a simple design and color palette would be very nice. I have several clients that I know would just stop there and they wouldn't do anything else. You guys, I have that glitter everywhere, I swear. I've got it all over me. I don't know how I do this every time I do nails. I end up getting stuff all over me. Okay, so you guys know I love abstract designs. So what I'm going to do is actually dry brush now on these 3. I'm going to do a little bit of the dry brush method. So basically, I'm going to take the Darling color and I'm going to apply a little dry brushing onto those. So when I say dry brushing, basically what I mean is you want your brush to be very dry, very void of color or empty from the color. So you're going to have a very dry brush. Sometimes I'll even take it and kind of brush it onto my paper towel just to really dry it off. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a kind of brush here like that. That's it. Nothing crazy. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And that one went on a little bit thicker, but if you just dry the crap out of your brush, I might be able to just kind of thin it out a little bit or not. So I might just pull some of that off. Do not touch your gel with your finger like I'm doing. We're not supposed to be doing that, folks, but do as I say, not as I do. Just use a brush to do that, obviously, if you were actually going to do that. Okay, so that is that one. And I'm going to do the same thing with the Back to Cali on the middle one. So I'm going to wipe off as much as possible. I'm going to give it a little wipe on the palette there, or on the paper towel, excuse me, and just brush a little bit of that on into the center. So I'm going to get that in the light to cure. All right, so those have cured. So now I'm going to also take a little bit of that mix. And same thing, I actually probably didn't even need to open the jar because I've still got some on my brush, and I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of that in a little area just alongside that brush stroke that we just did. I don't know why this one doesn't want to stick on that magnet very well. It's kind of moving around. Again, just a very small amount. I'm just adding a little bit of zhuzh to that. Now you guys, I can see a wicked pocket over here. So I am going to apply a little bit onto that one just because it's driving me crazy every time I turn it. So I'm going to get that back in the light and cure. All right, so that's how they look. Again, you could just leave that as is. You could add leopard print over top of this. That would look phenomenal also, but let's do something else. So I've got my little palette here again from Glitter Mix Canada, and I've got my Born Pretty white stamping gel. So I'm just gonna put a little tiny bit out on the palette. You guys, I also showcased these in my huge haul video, and I'm going to be doing a video on these as well because somebody had asked me to show them how to use these as a stamping gel because they couldn't get them to work, and I have not tried that yet, so I am going to try that in the video, but I'm also going to swatch all of them for you. So stay tuned for that as well. You guys, I have so many ideas for videos and just not enough time to film them. So what I'm going to do is take my little sponge. So like I said, this is just a piece of makeup sponge that I have kind of cut into a little strip. And I've actually kind of pulled the edges off because it was like perfectly square and I don't really want it to be perfectly square. So what I do is I kind of just pull little bits. I've seen people use a different type of sponge that's more porous, but I just have these on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. So I just kind of pull it apart a little bit on the base, and that way it's not like such a flat, perfect surface, so you kind of get more of an irregular sponging. Now you don't need a lot of this. This stamping gel polish is so pigmented that you do not need a lot. I probably just wasted that amount because I really didn't need it. So what I'm going to do now is just take my sponge and sponge a little area on each nail. Again, nothing too crazy, just doing it like that there. I'm going to do this one up here. Nothing too crazy. I don't want to cover up all that silver. And this one I'll do in the, I don't know why that one does not want to stay. Let me pull this off of here. For whatever reason, it just does not want to stay on that magnet. Maybe that magnet is kind of a bum magnet. So again, we're just going to do a little area right here. Nothing too crazy. Just like so. So that is all of those guys done. And now I'm going to get that in the light to cure again. All right, so there we have that. Now I'm going to use my stamping plate and I'm going to use my black stamping polish. And I'm going to pick a couple of designs and I want them each to be different. So I'm not sure which ones exactly I want to use, but I do love the combination of sort of like the geometric shapes and the lines with the leaves. I think that's really quite cool. So I like this one. I also like this one. I like this one and this one. Decisions. Okay, well, let's start with this one because I do quite like that one. So I will do that one on this snail here. So it's hard to stamp on these little buggers because they do want to like generally pop off of there when you push down with your stamp. And this stamper is not, well, it's pretty squishy, not overly squishy, but it is squishy. So, okay, so let's do this and give it a scrape, a rock. It's picked up the design and I'm just going to kind of place it like so. And voila, that's that guy. So I'll get that one on there. Very simple design. Okay. Now let's do this. Let's do this one next. I kind of dig that little guy there. Let's do that one. Again, get my polish on, give it a scrape, a rock, and again, stamp it on there. And whenever I'm stamping, I do find if I just hold it down for a few seconds longer, it does tend to transfer much better. Sometimes if you're just really quick and you stamp it down and then you pull off your stamper, it doesn't stick as well. So a little tip for ya. All right, now let's do this one here because I also really like that one. We'll do that one on this guy. So get our polish on. I'm just gonna clean my stamper off. Scrape, rock, and let's put that one right here. Voila. Very cool. Now I think I'm gonna do these three matte and this one shiny. So let's get our top coat on because that is it for the design. And for top coats, you guys know I really like the 2M Beauty matte top coat from the pink chair in Saskatoon. And I've also got the Young Nail Stain Resistant, as you know, it is my favorite shiny top coat. All right, so let's get the top coat on. Okay, you guys, here they are. How pretty is that design? Super nice. Honestly, you could even use this for Valentine's Day and instead of putting the floral print, just put a heart. Now, also I will mention that I always recommend when I do stamps, I always do 2 coats of top coat, whether it's shiny or matte. So I didn't do that for this video, obviously, but if you're working on a client, I would definitely say to do 2 coats. All right, guys, so that is it for the video. I have to tell you guys, this design actually matches my shirt perfectly. So my thumbnail is going to match absolutely perfectly. Who would have thunk it? So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share it with someone else. I hope that you enjoyed the design as well. It's actually a really, really nice design and something very simple that you can implement into your salon. So leave any questions or comments you have in the comment section below. And as always, guys, have an amazing day.